All right. So this is the first step that I usually take when I'm creating a track from scratch. I go Shift, Load, or New, click it again, and it brings you to a blank page on the Deluge, blank project, I should say. Now, what I like to do is Shift Kit, and it will take me to my folders. So I will go to the drums and I will choose deep house drums samples and BD kicks. So usually what I like to do is start from making a drum pattern. In this case, I will be making a deep tech house kind of melodic kind of track. So I'll just start from choosing a kick drum. Now, let's first take a look at the tempo. Is at 120 BPM. I'm gonna set it to 124. When working with patterns, I like in house and techno and stuff like that, I like to work in 8-bar loops. So let's press Shift and drag it all the way to 8 bars. Okay. And I'm going to just use the cross screen. That way anything I do on one screen will translate to the other screens. Take it off, press play. And now I can add enhanced, like I can add little kick drums here and there on the other pages. That way it won't land on every page, but only the ones that I affect because I have cross screen turned off. I'm gonna actually take away some of the top end frequencies with the cutoff. Just like that, and turn it up a little bit more. That's it. So the most important thing when working on a house techno track is usually, in my opinion, the tempo and of course the sound selection. So I like to, you can make a drum pattern in this like track. But yeah, so you can like start choosing the sounds and then use the mutes from here. But instead I like to go back to song and then choose a different track. That way I have more control. What I like to do is group certain elements together. For example, I would group, or I would choose percussive elements in one track, in one kit. So let's go to kit and choose some percussions. So, and then let's hold down another pad, press new, press load, I mean. Sure. Let's load another one. And one more. So the other important thing about creating a track is layering as much as possible without having it sound too busy, but also, so like layering in the sense of does the sounds work together, but also having a distinctive and unique sound, because you can get away with less is more and have more minimal approach to creating a track. But for deep house, especially for me, I like to layer my sounds and try to make it sound busy but make it work together. And what I like to do is just jam with the sounds that I chose. And build kind of like a rhythm. And as you can see, I'm turning down the volume on almost each sound. The reason I turn the volume down is so I'm pre-mixing everything. I actually like to do that while I create a track, is pre-mix and mix as I go. That way I have more control over the entire track, and if I wanted to perform it live, it's basically already good and mixed to my liking, and then I can just perform it anywhere and it should be all good. And also, a side note, I'll get more into mixing later on, but what's important about mixing is if you have a good mix, then you'll have a good master in the end to finalize the track. So yeah, anyways, let's move on and put some hi-hats. Let's put a shaker. I'm going to transpose this down. Sometimes I like to transpose certain sounds down to have a darker sound. So I'm going to also turn it down, and then I'm going to go to the cutoff, click this and go to high pass and take away some of the low end using the high pass. You can also go to EQ and then take the lower frequency down as well. I'm going to also go to delay. So I have a fast delay time and I turned it down a little bit more. Also, I'm not using the OLED version, but these theories and processes can be applied to any version of the Deluge. Let's also add a little bit of reverb. Alright, and now once we're back into song view, I'll hold this down, go to volume, turn it down a little bit more. Now let's add another kit sound. So hats. Okay. Let's add a clap or a snare. I'm gonna make this into a 4-bar loop. And press record, play. And then it kept going, but I don't need it to be a 5-bar or 8-bar, so I'm going to go back to 4 bars, and I made a mistake here, so I'll take that out and add some reverb. And now that I have clap, I'm going to hold this and use this knob to bring it up. That way my kick and snare are next to each other, and if I want to mute them, I can do that really fast, like with shift, holding down shift and selecting the mutes. Yeah. So I can add more drums, like drum samples, but I think I'm going to leave it here for this and then move on to a melodic element. And at the very end, usually what I like to do is choose a ride cymbal and maybe add a few more percussive elements here and there, but I think for the drums that's good, and I'll see you in the next module.